Record, the movie podcast, where Sean
and Mampy
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Final Destination.
Bloodlines. Blood.
This is the newest installment, maybe the 7th or 8th or 9th.
Perhaps.
I say that as a fan.
Yes, you have seen these movies.
Have you seen all these movies?
I've only seen 2 of them. So
really?
I was very, luckily there's not much like character overlap.
You don't really need to know much.
It's just like, okay, death's coming. Sounds good.
It's only spoiler. Actually, this isn't a spoiler because he's in the trailer. Tony Todd is still alive.
T. Todd.
Who is in the first one. And
Yes.
he's the only person who survives.
That is wild.
If you're one of these sad people who are into Easter eggs, who like enjoy Easter eggs,
Love Easter.
there's a few things that you see for like approximately one part of a second.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a plane. Oh, I remember that from that movie. And there's this. Ha ha ha.
Ah, the logs.
The logs.
Oh.
They do break. I just love to see the logs.
I love seeing logs. Logs. Any type of
Have
log.
you seen the second movie? Obviously,
yeah.
you've seen the log movie.
Yes,
Okay.
the log movie may be the most iconic of the Final Destinations.
Have you seen the first one?
Oh, yes. I started
good.
with the
That's
first.
important.
The first
important.
final. Well, it's weird saying the first final, but first Final
It
Destination.
is the first final, because there's one called The Final Destination.
Which is crazy.
I don't remember which that one that is.
I think was it the one before this? The final.
It
and
might
then
be, yeah.
They're like, by the way, Bloodlines.
But, by the way, this is actually a really good idea for a series of movies.
Yes.
Because you can have an entirely different cast the next time.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to pay an extra $2 or $3 million to whoever.
It's smart. Look, I want to praise the team, the production team on this.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea, very marketable. We love to see this type of thing in the movie industry.
The production team?
Yeah, just the production team. I just want to go ahead and thank them for producing such a film.
For producing a movie.
The producers, they don't get enough credit these days.
The producers, they don't get any credit these days because I do not know what they do.
No, I
know they do stuff, probably.
I think they talk to people who have money, but they somehow know who has money, and they talk to them, and they're like, come on. And they go, okay.
They're like, hey, Jeff Epstein, how's it going?
Yeah.
We need your money for a cool movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, but actually, I committed suicide. I wasn't killed by Joseph Biden.
No way.
This is him talking back.
Yeah.
I wasn't killed by Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton.
No.
I just killed myself like a regular person does.
Just a natural situation there. Oh, he died in a Final Destination way. Maybe he was like going for a walk on his island and slipped on a banana peel and fell onto a spike.
And they moved him into a prison.
Yeah.
And made it look like he hanged himself.
Yeah.
They had to cover up the spike hole.
The wind blows and it's like a flap.
We're going to have to do a closed casket for this one.
Yeah.
Did you like this movie? I have to ask.
I think this may be my third favorite Final Destination movie that I've seen.
It's in my top 7 or 8.
It's goofy, it's silly, but it felt like they truly embraced the spirit of these films and said,
absolutely,
let's just go hog wild. And I love to see a movie do that.
You have to go hog wild.
You have to.
I too enjoyed it. It's difficult for me to rank the movies.
Yes.
Though I think the first one and the first one is the only one that feels like it's a movie.
True.
The second one is maybe even better because they were like, this doesn't have to be a movie. This just can be a cool series of things.
Crazy deaths.
There doesn't have to be much other than that.
Yeah.
Other than people get smashed or crushed or ripped apart.
Yes.
In various ways. And then after that, I think they're all amazing. They're all perfect masterpieces.
This made me want to see the rest. I was like, okay, I want to see what they're up to in these.
Kick ass.
I mean, I'm sure there's always a scene where all the characters gather and they're like, death is after us. No, it isn't. And then someone gets killed.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
In the second one, it's the black guy, and he's like, listen, I'm just a humble black motorcyclist. No, or is that the third one?
Oh, might be the third one.
I don't remember. Well, there's A, and he's got the really round tones, and he's like, I don't believe in this shit. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die on my own terms. There's always someone who wants to die on their own terms.
It's going to be their own thing, which great.
If I'm going to die, I'm going to blow my fucking brains out right here. Okay. Well, if you want to.
Oh, I wonder, though, because in this movie they establish, and maybe they established it in all of them, when you mess with Death's plans, things get messy. So,
you know what? I don't know if this may be the first one where there's like collateral damage.
Yeah. This is
I guess there is. I guess there's often collateral damage where people are just getting killed, but usually death is just like, I'm gonna hit this person with a large pane of glass, and it will crush them,
and it will flatten them
only
into
them.
blood.
It'll scare other people.
Well, I'm wondering if you took it in your own hands, shot yourself, would death then use the bullet to ricochet off walls and kill other people on his list?
Maybe.
And we don't need to gender death. I think that was maybe a little odd. Who knows? Who knows, folks?
I don't know about death. I don't know if death is an angel, but in the Bible, in my Bible at least, angels are often very androgynous.
It's true. Sometimes they are depicted as balls with eyes, wheels of eyes flying around them, wings.
Beautiful.
Many wings.
Many wings. I really like this, and I will say if you, for some reason, are a person who likes Final Destination but hasn't seen it in the first weekend, which seems sort of unbelievable to me.
Come on.
But you never know. If you are one of those people, I think you'll like this movie.
Yeah.
Because this movie is like a lot of them, where just things happen. And there's these amazing Rube Goldberg experiments.
Yes.
These machines that a thing falls and then a thing falls and then a thing rolls and then another thing falls and then the thing, and then sometimes you get smashed by the thing you will think you will get smashed by, and then in other instances,
then you start choking on the podcast.
You might get
death. Yeah.
You might get smashed or stabbed by a different thing that you didn't even expect.
I love when that happens. I go, wait a minute. This whole time, something else was gonna kill oh my gosh, what a delight. I love it.
Or in the case of one of the ones in this movie, which will not be a spoil. Well, okay, I won't even mention it.
Yeah.
I'll mention it after we get into spoilers.
We're gonna get into some serious spoilers
because it's in my big. There's an MRI scene.
MRI.
That I'm not spoiling it by bringing it up, but when I say MRI scene,
wow,
and you know about death, you're like, cool.
And you know about
that's gonna be a cool fucking scene, dude. And it is
unbelievable.
It's really good.
I do wanna go through all of them and rank all the deaths. I think that
did you write them all down?
No, I didn't, but I they were so memorable. I was like, I don't need to write anything about this movie now because it will be forever engraved in my brain and
it's
on my
engraved.
heart.
Somebody got like a hammer and what do they use other than a hammer?
A little.
What's that thing they use?
Chisel?
Do they use a chisel? Do they use an awl?
No. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Let us know if they were to, if they're going to engrave it on your brain, they're probably going to do an entirely different system.
Yeah, because it would be probably very damaging to the tissue.
Flesh.
Maybe on my skull would be
good. Put it on his skull.
Oh, that would hurt.
Put it on his fucking skull. Ooh, so this is what happens in the movie. if you've seen the other Final Destination movies, you know what happens.
Oh, you know.
And if you've seen the trailer, then you know what happens. But I'll just tell you anyway. There's a young lady. She's about to go to a wonderful night on the town with her beau. And she's taken blindfolded to this beautiful new restaurant called the Skyview.
So cool.
And I'm not a nitpicker, so this doesn't bother me.
Yes.
But if I were, this is the craziest concept for a restaurant in history. Because they must have spent like $1 billion in 1960s dollars to build this thing.
That is solely a restaurant. Like it's not
they're going to fund it
else.
as a restaurant.
It's just a restaurant in the sky.
We gotta really charge a lot of money for this steak.
This giant tower with one elevator and one stair.
Because it costs us $100,000 per minute to be open. But there's that place, and it's cool. And it's a great place for a set piece.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it was made and designed by fools.
Yeah, what were they thinking?
There's a big glass dance floor. All of the bolts and rivets and the entire building are poorly made.
Very, loosely screwed.
One penny can destroy the entire building. Spoiler alert. No, that's not a spoiler. It's kind of a spoiler. It's tough in this movie because the moment you see something on screen, you're like, I know what that's going to do. When you see someone hold a penny and there's like a close-up of it, you're like, oof, that's bad.
Something's happening with that penny.
Something bad's happening with that penny. And everything falls the fuck apart. And everybody dies.
In horrible ways.
They get smushed, they get crushed, they get burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get flambéed. They get smashed.
Oof.
They get... That's most of it.
Pierced through the head.
Pierced through the mouth and head. Neck, maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
They get pianoed.
Wow. I've never thought death by piano could be so brutal, but it was.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
This, it turns out that this big disaster is a dream had by our main character, Stephanie.
A premonition.
Or is it a premonition? Or is it a reverse premonition?
Reverse premonition.
A look into a
dreamination.
Monition. A post-monition?
That is interesting. It's a prophetic dream that already happened. Now, what is that?
What is that?
Right in.
Great question.
Psychics.
And she realizes, through the help of her grandmother, that everyone in her family is bound to die. And they need to figure out how to get not dead. Bloodlines. That's it. That's basically all I can say without... I've already spoiled it a little bit, but I think most of the spoilers are in the trailer.
Yeah,
so hopefully I didn't spoil it too bad.
Big time. Trailer stuff.
So the whole family, and I think this is the first time it's been a family, the whole family is in danger of being stabbed or crushed in horrible ways. So if you like when people are stabbed or crushed in horrible ways, check out Final Destination Bloodlines at theaters now.
You're going to love it.
And from a personal standpoint, I will talk about this more, but I saw it in 40X, and there may be no better use of 40X than this movie.
Yeah.
Because it shook the shit out of us.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
I saw a showing available for it, and I was very tempted. I think I need to see it purely first. But if I want
that was probably smart, because we had like the best time of our lives. We were like, there's never been a better movie than this.
Yeah.
We're just like, anytime something crashed, we were just like,
I will never forget trying to prank my dad by taking him to see Jurassic World 3, 2 in the 40X. And
World,
Jurassic World 2. And wow, about 5 minutes in, I was like, this was even a prank on myself. This is so aggressive. I couldn't even believe it.
Really intense. I was not expecting. I mean, I've been to a few before, but it was really intense.
Like
maybe I should have had a seatbelt. But we can't only talk about the movie without spoilers. We've got to spoil it. But first, I'd like to tell you, my wonderful friends, about Magic Mind. It's an elixir. It's a mental performance shot. It's subtly sweet. It gives you a sharper mind. It lowers your stress, and it gives you calm energy. And we often focus on the calm energy, and I'd like to focus on it again. Having energy often feels like you're going crazy.
It does.
If you have a Red Bull or a Monster or what are the other ones called now? Like machine gun and explosive and stuff like that. It feels like you are not going to make it.
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
When I drink this, it just makes me feel good.
It's like, it
makes me feel clear.
Gonna make it through the day. It's gonna be a great day.
Yeah, you're not like, this is over. This may be my last moment.
This is
you're
just
like,
the beginning.
I can read. I can sit quietly without like freaking out too much.
Inspirational corporate music starts playing in your head, and you're like, you know what? I can do it. Ding, 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 ding. And you're like, yeah.
Maybe even like what's the little guy?
The little guy.
You know, it's not a banjo, it's even smaller.
The mandolin?
No, even smaller.
Even smaller. Whoa.
With that in like 2007 every female comic had to play it.
I don't know what that
Tweet at us at Food Court Cast, let us know. But you can play that thing. And it's full of, the normal stuff. It's got a whole bunch of different vitamins and minerals, but it also has a whole bunch of different mushrooms.
Ooh.
And I just think it's very importantly tasty. And it makes you feel good, and it's a little tangy. And you can mix it with some milk. You can just sip it straight.
Do whatever you like. It is so nice.
Just have it. And if you want to have it, go to magicmind.com/FCMay. That is magicmind.com/FCMay. And you can get up to 20% off of your order or, and this is the craziest part, up to 48% off of your subscription.
Every time I hear that, I just get blown away again. Yet again.
It's insane.
It's
going to blow you through the back of the theater, as they used to say for Die Hard, I think.
Imagine that.
Check it out. Check out magicmind.com/FCMay. And also check out my Euro. I'm going to drop the most stone cold Euro on you.
Whoa.
If you don't mind.
This is a Euro that has been sitting out for over an hour. It is no longer hot in any way. But it's still alluring and still draws you in. It's
a dish best served cold.
Ooh.
Actually, it is in this case. This, I am ashamed to say I've seen this movie twice now. And it got an applause break both times.
Oh, wow.
We are into spoilers, by the way.
This is big time.
We're spoiling now. There's a little kid, a little shit-ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's fucking sucks. And he steals a penny from a wishing well. And then later, he throws it off the top of a very tall building. And it leads to the entire building being exploded.
It's wild.
And falling off. And they're going down the stairs. And the stairs collapse. All of our main character and our tiny little elevator man with the funny voice and this little kid are going down the stairs. The stairs collapse, and only the child is allowed to get free.
It's wild.
And then there is a piano sitting. It's really right at the edge of an edge. And the penny falls from the edge. There's many edges. Falls from the edge of a. What is it on? I think it's on the chandelier. Falls on the off the chandelier onto the piano. Spins, lands, and the piano is off kilter, and it flies down. It smashes this poor Asian lady.
Oh man!
And then we see the little boy. And then he gets smashed by the piano.
Yeah, he gets out of the building and he's like, yes,
he's free. And then he gets fucking crushed.
It is
and
wild.
Both times people were like, woo!
because he is such a little devil. It was so rewarding.
He fucking sucks.
And you don't want to cheer when, a child gets killed, but it was like, this kid sucks. He's a really bad guy. And
I don't know if they'll do this. I hope they don't. But they could easily make a sequel with that kid and his family.
Oh, right.
Though I guess they would probably be dead by the time. It would be not a sequel, but a prequel, requel, dequel, where there's the side story of this asshole and he grows up to be. I don't know, fucking Donald Trump or something.
Yeah.
That
was the trajectory. That would be so funny if they mentioned that. She saves everybody and his mom's like, Donald, get over here. That would be so silly.
That would have been pretty good.
So silly.
But that part was just so perfect. And before the movie, I was talking to my friend and I was like, one of the great things about these movies is that they're cartoons. They're like really vicious, bloody cartoons, but they are cartoons. And I was really it's weird that they have never dropped an anvil on somebody's head, but when they did the piano, I was like, good enough.
That's pretty much as close as we're going to get.
That's perfect.
It was amazing. I mean, he explodes. His hand, I think, is the only thing left of him. You're just like, oh my gosh. That was such that whole sequence is so insanely violent. It was just like, whoa. But it is so outrageous that, that's how they get away with it. But it just was
really fun.
Whoa, everything.
Just women on fire.
Yeah, that was so nuts. And she's on fire, runs into a gas leak, blows up everybody else. The dance floor is so funny. Her fiance is falls and his
first
head.
He's holding on to glass.
Yeah,
with his hand, God. And blood is just streaming out of his face.
And then she's holding a little child, and she's
sweet little black boy
on some metal shit with her engagement ring, rips her finger skin off, and she flies and then gets impaled through the throat with it. I was like, geez, okay, man. I was like, dang.
It's really insane. They go absolutely all the way in.
Yeah.
And every death is just horrific.
It is
really horrific.
That's another. I want to take another moment to give an applause to the special effects team. Wow, whether it be VFX, CG or real practical stuff, you really went for it, and it somehow was not so gory that I was grossed out, but it was comical gory at the same time.
Yes.
You really got to, that's a fine line, and you did it.
I think they got it just right. And in general, and I never say this, I thought the CG was pretty good.
Yeah, for the most part, I was like, well, that person's dead.
At least I believe it. It's good enough that I can suspend disbelief. Yes. So often it is so bad that I just okay, they're just they're just in a sort of a general mush. They're standing in a nothingness.
Yes.
At least it seemed like they were standing in a somethingness.
Yes, it did seem like, well, this is something. This is a place.
That may be not a great compliment, but
hey,
still, you take what you can get.
They couldn't build the sky view in real life.
No,
no one
could.
They could have gone to the restaurant from Drop, and maybe made that work. But I think they did the best they could, and they had to have a set probably that could flip and do shit to, Yeah. I don't know how they did all this, but good on them.
You tell me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tell me.
I couldn't even begin. I wouldn't even know where to start.
What's the best part of this movie? I would like to ask you.
This is a cheap one, but I gotta say, MRI machine deaths. Multiple deaths at the MRI. I was blown away by this. I couldn't even. I was like, how are they gonna make this happen? And every moment they kept upping the ante, and you're like, oh shit, oh no, oh god, it's getting worse. And they accidentally turn on the MRI machine. There's two brothers. One of the brothers is adopted, so he's not really on death's list. We find out, even though, another applause break to the trailer cutters. There's a trailer where they show this character die, fully catch on fire and die.
Oh yeah.
And that is not in the movie. He falls on fire, but his leather jacket saves him. Mm-hmm. I love that they tricked us. I went, they fully got me there. Wow. I was like, oh, well, I know how he's going to die. Nope. I could not be prepared for how he's
actually it's an MRI.
It's much worse, I think, than how he died at the
much worse.
Which I should have known. They're not going to be as non-creative as just to have someone catch on fire. Like, that's not.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that couldn't be. But so they're trying to save the one brother who is on the list because he's allergic to peanuts. So
his name is Bobby. I actually wrote down their names.
Pure sweet Bobby is going to get poisoned by peanuts. He's never had a peanut butter cup, which I like this part. He bites into it and he's like, oh my God. And he's like, that's really good. And they're like, yeah,
they are really good.
There were a few moments where I was like, okay, the humor is actually not terrible, which I was surprised. I was like, okay.
Occasional. There were some occasional moments. Yes.
And then the MRI is slowly ramping up to beyond. It goes to research level, I think, or something.
Yeah. And if you don't know this, they show you with a big TV.
Yeah.
That you have to remove all of your jewelry and any metal objects. Or you don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be good.
Bad.
And then you find out.
It starts sucking every metal thing, and unfortunately, this guy. The younger brother, or an older brother, Eric, he has lots of piercings, and they all get sucked off his face. And then it's a really funny gag. This felt very cartoony. His shirt lifts up because there's like nipple rings. They like shit up, and they shoot out. And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then you think, okay, that's got to be it. But then his penis shoots out, and he's like, "Ah!" And it's so powerful. I guess it doesn't rip out. So he gets his whole body gets sucked into the MRI, but also this wheelchair. So it starts to crush his body in half, and he's folding, and he's just like, because Death got mad that he was trying to intervene.
Yeah,
and Death was probably especially mad because he just let him live from a crazy experience. So he was like,
I could have easily killed you. Death's like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
I gave you a chance.
Your chance.
Now, hey, it's over. And you think it's over. You're like, wow, he died. The other brother injects himself with an EpiPen to save him from his peanut experience. And suddenly, the vending machine where they got the candy from, they had broken a spring on it. And it flies out, shoots into the room, and through the head of poor sweet Bobby. And to make it worse, the spring is spinning and digging into his head. But I think he died instantly, whereas the other brother...
He must have died instantly.
Yeah.
It goes right through his brain.
Wow.
But when he falls, they have like a really good melon smashing noise. He hits the ground and it's just like splash.
Oh, it's just like, oh, damn.
Insane.
It is one of the most creative dual deaths I've ever seen. And I was like, wow, the whole movie should have been, all the marketing should have been based around this.
They should have all died in an MRI.
Yeah, I was hoping the rest of them show up and they all just get the vending machine. Yeah, pulls through and slams them. That would have been hilarious.
Hey, what's going on? It's really amazing. Amazing scene.
It's a really good sequence.
If you could see my notes, I also wrote down MRI.
Good.
It's fucking good.
I'm glad.
You know what else kicks ass, in my opinion?
What?
Maybe not as good as a kid getting smashed by a piano, but still pretty good.
What could be as good?
The end of Tony Todd's speech.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Todd in general has to do a sort of thankless job really well in these movies, where he just has to be a guy who explains everything.
Yeah.
In like a cool voice. He has to be like, well, I've been in these since the first movie, and this is what happens. Death doesn't like when you're not dead, so he comes back to kill you. And don't forget to do this. And also this, there's this little thing that maybe this is a little trick that some people have used in the past, and don't forget to do that.
Yeah.
And so he has to do that for a little bit, and it's good. Mm-hmm. And then before he leaves, he's like, I've got cancer. I'm going to die. And he's just kind of like looks right at us. And he's like, hey, just enjoy your life while you still can, because you never know when it's over. Yeah. And it was just really moving. He's just like because obviously he's sick. Like you can just see how much weight he has lost since the last time you saw him.
It's like, oh, man.
And it's just really powerful stuff. He's just like a great actor. Mm-hmm. And even though he has to do like some dumb bullshit in every one of these movies, he's amazing in all of them.
He brings the heat.
He just makes it so much fun.
Yeah.
And then he gets to do some real shit, and you're like, oh wow, that's a powerful actor. Like seriously powerful actor.
And to know what he was going through, and to have to be like, well, I'm just gonna tell the truth, I suppose.
Yeah. Hey, try to enjoy your life. It's very, very sweet. I loved it.
And this was the first time I wasn't scared by him. He has a scary presence, and it was interesting it was so soft. I was just like, oh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was like,
he seemed very shrunk.
Heart.
I mean, literally and figuratively shrunk.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
he has,
man.
In the other ones, he has such a massive feel. He's like so much bigger. And they have him like sitting down, and he's just like, oh, yes, well, it's not great to have cancer, in my opinion. And
nope, it isn't.
I totally agree, man. Yeah. Dude, I agree.
I am right there with you. No, thanks.
So, it's sad.
R.I.P. He was great. Very good actor.
Truly.
Lovely.
Truly.
Lovely work, even in a silly movie series.
Even in a very incredibly silly movie. I got more.
Oh, yeah.
You can handle it.
Oh, I can. I got more, too.
Okay. I'll get through some of my other ones fast. 40X. As I mentioned, it was awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine.
For most movies, not a good way to watch movies.
No.
But for this, it's like perfect. And especially it we were like so jazzed up after the crazy scenes that we like didn't mind the other scenes as much.
Yeah.
Where someone's like, it's been very sad to be a daughter. And we were just still like, yeah, that was great. Wow, that was fun. We didn't have to really pay attention to the other stuff that they try to put in. We were just like, yeah, wow, this movie's rules. Mountain Dew fucking rules.
Yeah.
I love snacks. Woo!
Oh, I love snacks.
And it was great.
Yeah.
5 stars.
The way they ramped things up and kept it funny, even when they cut to another funeral after 5 minutes have passed since the last one, I was laughing out loud. I was like, they're doing something here. I think it's very good.
It's a really funny movie.
I thought so.
Best comedy of the year so far, for sure, right?
I think so, yeah.
Has to be.
Definitely. 100%.
Okay, 10 more things.
Okay, perfect.
The opening, which we already talked about, is awesome.
Yeah.
One of the best openings, probably not quite as good as the logs, but still really, really good opening.
Yeah.
Many people getting crushed in many ways. A woman gets crushed in a trash compactor, and it's just horrific.
And you show the whole thing too. I was like, goes, my God. Yeah, it wasn't just that she's getting, it's like, her head is being cut in half as well.
Yep, good stuff.
Oh, wild.
And the cookout, which is the other big everyone is there set piece.
Yes.
Is really fun.
It's fun. It's so much
fun.
How's it gonna happen? It's very fun. Which I kind of wish They had a trailer where it's like
Yes.
that whole scene. I almost wish they wouldn't have done those trailers and
I
just
sort of wish they hadn't.
I would have loved to just have. I mean, the whole time you're like, oh God, there's a piece of glass in the ice. Like someone's gonna drink that ice.
They do in the movie itself, like it is dragged out a lot further.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like really one of the best examples of like the thing that you expect to happen doesn't happen when you expect it to happen.
Yeah.
Like there's a big rake underneath the trampoline, which is just horrifying.
Yeah, it's like, oh God.
They're like all in bare feet bouncing on the trampoline and they're getting so close to the rake and you're like, oh God, no.
That's crazy, yeah.
And there's a bunch of people drinking from their drinks, and you have no idea which drink a big hunk of glass is in.
You're like, oh God.
So every time someone drinks, you're like, oh,
don't do it. It's a great way to keep like the boring, like the brother and sister talking, like, oh, mom was crazy. But you see the ice drink next to you're like, oh God.
You're like, thank goodness there's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, exactly.
And also this is a classic thing. When people were reviewing Drop, they're like, oh, this is Hitchcockian. But this movie, even though it's completely insane, is a lot more Hitchcockian than Drop is.
Absolutely, and a lot more.
Because you know something is going to happen.
Yeah.
You just don't know what, and you don't know when. So the whole time you're like, oh. And also has that like macabre sense of humor that all of the Hitchcock movies, or many of the Hitchcock movies had. It's really something special.
I thought this movie was a big surprise. I had a lot of fun with it.
1 million stars.
Yeah, I was like, it's goofy and silly, but they totally are accepting that. And I think that maybe it may make it the most successful of these movies because it's just like,
wow.
This is what this is.
This is what this is.
It's what it is, folks.
I love all these movies. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite.
Yes, I need to see them all.
For me, the first one is my favorite, and maybe the second one is my favorite, but they're both favorites for different reasons.
Exactly.
Like the second one is the thing that does the thing that it becomes in the best way.
Yeah.
Sort of like this one where it's like, this is a crazy cartoon.
Yeah.
People are going to get smashed. And all of the characters are like sort of, they are in a sillier world. Like they're not trying to really sell these like I'm really feeling things.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, this is so scary. I'm really scared. This sucks. I hate this. And I think that works a whole lot better than some of the stuff in Bloodlines where they're like, I'm gonna miss you so much.
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of like, this doesn't work in this world.
It's a
because
little odd.
In a second you're gonna get smashed by something and it's gonna make me laugh. So it doesn't make sense for me to like set you up as like
the emotional,
And I like the first one because I think it is the only one that kind of for the most part goes in on it being rough.
Yeah.
like the one kid gets hanged from a little clothesline.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. It's like, fucking, you're like, oh no. And there's other like sillier things, like the teacher gets stabbed by 1,000 knives.
That was insane.
And then exploded.
That whole sequence, she goes through every possible thing.
So good.
Even when it first came out, I remember my family we were like dying, laughing like this is so over the top.
It's so crazy.
And then you see like death in the teapot or something. Like the
it's cool. Yeah, I like that part, and I kind of miss that part, even though the death effect is kind of dumb. Like it's one of those kind of generic CG effects where a presence moves. I like that. I
liked seeing the bobblehead in this one. I thought that was fun. I was like, okay, that's kind of nice.
In the first one, though, it's like like it is not in all the rest.
Yeah,
it is a presence.
True.
Like, it moves through the room like wind.
That is true.
Death makes curtains flow. It makes like little corners of towels like flip up. It is like it is a gaseous but physical presence,
setting up all of the traps.
Cool.
It's kind of
really
nice.
Cool.
That is cool. Maybe they'll bring him back.
Hey, bring back death.
Put
death back in Final Destination.
I want one that's a POV. The whole movie is from Death's perspective, setting up all the. Okay, and then they'll do.
Okay, and then she'll put the towel on top of the cutting board. That's pretty stupid.
And then 10-minute scenes of it just breathing and walking in fields with nothing happening. That's kind of.
I mean, that's kind of what a few different movies are. That's kind of what In a Violent Nature is, and that's kind of what. Presence is that Soderbergh movie from earlier this year.
I was after In a Violent Nature, I was too nervous to go see Presence. I was like, I think I'll hate that too.
Totally different movie.
Okay, good.
Much, much better movie.
Okay, good. I hated that.
Also, because it's like a ghost. It's, Okay. So in a ghost movie, you're not waiting for people to get an axe in the head.
Yeah, you're just ooh.
Kind of okay with watching people.
And they're probably more interesting and actual characters. Yeah,
I liked it a lot. Do you have any other kind things before we go?
I really liked how the grandma died. That was oh shit, they really are going for it. She just gets a pole, a weather vane through her fucking mouth. I was like, oh my god. And they
jaws hanging off.
They cut to the granddaughter. She's just covered in so much blood. She's like, I was like, holy fuck.
It's really good.
It really set the tone. They really set the tone in this one. And
it really did.
I loved it. I love the ending. They just went for it. I was like, holy hell. They just straight up, the penny comes back, causes a train wreck. And it's such a nice thing because they almost get crushed by the train, and they're like, "Oh, that was a close one." And then more train, truck, and then the logs shoot off and crush their heads with logs. I was like, "Damn, dude!" And that's really the end of the movie. Instant.
That's it. Hey,
loved it.
Go home, have fun.
Yeah,
enjoy. Love your life. Isn't it lovely to be alive?
Isn't it lovely?
But we can't only talk about good things.
No.
We got to talk about bad things.
Talk about the bad things, please.
Okay. I really enjoyed this movie. So I don't have a ton of things, but I do have a few little things. One, I think the best characters die in the MRI.
Yeah.
Those were the characters I liked the most. And when they were gone, I was kind of like, let them die.
Yeah, let them die.
I don't care. Because, I don't know, it was partially because those were the characters that were allowed to be fun.
Yeah.
And Stephanie and Charlie and their mom and all of they had to be the ones who were like, it's really been tough to not have you around, Mom.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff. I didn't care. Even a little bit.
That is the hardest stuff to pull off in horror movies. It's
so hard.
I don't.
Especially when the tone of this is, they drop 7 minutes before that, they drop a piano on a child.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to pull off this you know what? I just can't do my homework. And it's just this is fucking stupid.
This is
stupid. This is a wrong movie for this.
I did like that towards the end, the mom, she's half burnt and she's like, go save your sister. And then they just instantly crush her. I was like, Jesus.
And for me, that is why the dramatic stuff doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
Because they attempt to set up the fact that isn't this beautiful that they're all coming together or whatever, and then she gets smashed in 1 second by a telephone pole, and you're like, well, okay.
Well, I guess it is. Or maybe we are getting Death's POV. It's I don't care.
Who cares about your stupid bullshit drama? You're not supposed to be alive. That's it.
That's
all
it.
I care about.
Look, sorry, you were never
just
supposed
checking
to
shit
be.
off.
Now the real question is, I guess we know why. I was like, why did it wait so long? I think Death needs to rethink this order thing. Just kill them in any order. You'll get them all of it. Having to wait till kill the grandma. It's just kill them in any way. Then you could probably be done with it way quicker.
I think. At least within the realm of Final Destination, Death must be one guy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because he's just Okay, well, another guy had a premonition. Fuck.
God, these premonitions.
This is going to take me 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to set up so many devices. Ugh.
Surely takes vacations a bit.
I hope so.
Some kind of break.
After the joy he brings us, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when Eric and Bobby died, I was like, oh, that sucks. Because they were like, Eric was sometimes annoying.
Yeah, sometimes.
And some of his jokes sucked, but for the most part, like, their relationship was the most believable because they were, I don't know, for some reason their relationship was more believable to me because they were like, Eric was like a little more flippant and he was like a tattoo guy and he was like kind of making jokes. But when they actually kind of got together and were like, I'm going to save you, bro, I thought that stuff worked a lot.
It actually
so much better than Stephanie and Charlie.
I know. It's odd that they were the main driving force, but they were like way less interesting. It was kind of, I was like, oh, that does suck that they're just gone now.
But they did die eventually.
Yes.
Everybody died eventually, so thank God for that. It
kind of made it nice, like, that they were like, trying to be so sincere, like, oh, like the movie really wanted you to root for them, and then they just are like, they're gone too. Like, that was such a fun way to end it. I was like, this is the kind of movie that should end like that. And you're not gonna feel like, if I really liked the characters, I would have almost been like, what the fuck? Like, I was glad I was just like, good, yeah.
Cool.
Wrapped it up.
They got hit with logs. Nice.
And it's a twofer. I love the twofers. That is like, wow, good work.
Death.
He's like, fuck
man.
This, man. I just like this.
I'm tired of y'all shit.
I'm gonna wait till the day of your prom when you're the most excited. I'm gonna kill you viciously.
I'm gonna have a doctor tell you what death actually is.
Yeah.
So that you'll be scared.
And you'll be terrified.
And then you're gonna be killed.
Just live your life, because the logs are coming, man.
The logs are coming, man.
Oh, Danny boy. The
logs. Also, I will say another reason why I like the first one a lot.
Yes.
Is I think the music in that is really good.
Yeah.
Like it's not Alan Silvestri from Back to the Future, but it has sort of the vibe of like a spooky Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's
like
good.
It's good adventure music. It's good spooky music. I think, and this, as with most movies, it's like, well, I guess there's music in there, but.
And the first one has atmosphere. Like, it's not like you're like, ooh, this does kind of feel like, ew. But this one's just like, goofy melodies. What's the next? Ooh, final. This is, people are going to groan at this. Final Duckstination. It's Donald Duck. All these ways he's dying, but he can't die. He's a cartoon, so.
I don't groan at that.
Okay,
That's an incredible idea.
Thank you.
They should do that.
Thank you. I just thought of it. Thought I'd mention it.
I think that sounds amazing. Any other things that you want to?
Yeah.
Did you say what's the worst part?
Milo Man it's the same. Yeah, it's just like, I don't care about these characters. Like,
no,
I don't know if there's a horror movie out there. We should do a case study. Like, is there a horror movie where I genuinely am like, oh, I care about these I feel like maybe, I don't know if I would categorize Sinners as really like straight up horror, but they did develop characters. Like, sometimes it can be done successfully, but most of the time, if it's too over the top or goofy, it's like, it's just
hard
really
to pull off.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pull off. I mean, in maybe some of the very best ones, like Aliens.
Yeah.
Even Alien, but those are like two of the greatest movies ever that also happen to be horror movies or action horror movies, if you say so.
They're not all about, like, they start just about the characters and you're like just living with these characters, and then something scary happens. It's not like, oh, this whole thing is about people being killed. Like, so it's like, well, I'm not going to invest much in
That's true.
But
and also, I think those movies where Aliens succeeds is that those characters are very specific. And like, you know, you like them for different reasons. You know, you like Bill Paxton's character because he's like kind of a doofus, but he's just like charismatic. And you like all the, like, there's other characters are just badasses, and you like them because they're badasses.
Absolutely.
And some people, and Ripley, you just love because you just love her. You can't help but love her.
One of the best characters.
And no one is allowed that sort of specificity in this.
Yeah.
I think, or maybe no one takes or creates that amount of specificity. And I think that's why Eric and Bobby work for me the most, because like Eric is a tattoo guy, but he's also this kind of sarcastic dickhead guy. And he's like, gets a few moments to be a person. So you can like him. And Bobby too, I think, I don't know. He just has kind of a sweet face or something. Like something about him. You're like, oh, he seems kind of nice.
Yeah, and
I like him.
His characterization is that he's a little dumb. Like he's like, I'm not staying in this house. Like I'm not gonna get killed by all these house things. Like I like that the main lady is literally just like, I'm having bad dreams and no one in this family likes me. It's like, well, why would we like you? Because you're not really given any chance to do anything. So it is a little like in the second movie, you have the lady from the first movie, and you're like, "Ooh, she's back!" And like,
she's back. She's so cool.
Yeah, she knows how to navigate.
Sexy, but she's also cool. And she's sort of removed, but she's hot. She's so hot. Do you have any other things to say?
I don't think so. I honestly, if you go in just like, this is going to be just goofy, a bunch of people dying, you're going to have a blast. And a very successful movie, I thought. I was very pleasantly, I was like, I had a great time, honestly.
I had such a good time watching this movie. Just really incredible time having this movie. I mean, certainly not the best movie of the year.
No.
But probably the most fun I've had in a movie this year.
Of the most creative, fun deaths I think I've seen in a long time. I was like, this is a masterclass in how to just crazily kill people.
Great job, guys.
5
stars.
Really
100
nice.
stars.
You made me want to watch the others. Anyway.
Hey, anytime you want to, I'll watch them. I saw them like 2 weeks ago, but I'll watch them again.
That's okay. I love it.
But we can't only talk about Final Destination Bloodlines.
Nope.
We've got to Panda Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. Play that theme song.
Ding 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 bang 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 ding 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 brunk brunk brunk. It's time for the Panda Express doo doo, because we got some things expressed ding ding about the things we watched boop boop this week da 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 da. For the YouTube only. Sorry, I'm doing some ASMR sensory plucking. The listeners can't see that, but yeah.
They need to know that it's happening, though.
You got to give them some reason to come to the YouTube.
I'm going to ask you a crazy question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch any movies this week?
I did watch. You know what is crazy? I planned to watch 2. I had bought a ticket to see a movie. But the trains were so effed up that by the time the delayed train was going to arrive, I would have missed 30 minutes of the movie. So I went, that's just a loss. I'm going to walk home. And I just walked home because I didn't want to miss 30 minutes of the Czechoslovakian film, The Cassandra Cat.
Oh.
I wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch
this.
It was the poster's a lady holding a cat that has sunglasses on. And
sounds
apparently
great.
The sunglasses, when they remove it, the cat can show the true feelings of the people that it's looking at. And I was like, I want to see this movie.
Sounds great.
That the train said no. And I said, I'm going home. But I did watch another film in my house.
Tell me.
I watched a film called Tuesday, starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus and a British girl and a CGI parrot or a macaw, maybe. Some type of bird.
What?
Maybe you remember this trailer.
Did you make this up?
No, there's a big bird, very colorful red. I think it might be a macaw. And it's like, I'm here to kill you.
I don't remember this trailer.
The bird is the personification of death, which fits with the theme of this week. And it comes and it finds people who are like, kill me, please, or like, help me. And then it just raises its wing and then they die. It's a universal being that goes around flying and is like dirty and gross. But then this sick dying girl's like, I'm going to clean you up. And he's like, nobody's ever been nice to me. So he lets her live for like, a day. And then his mom, I'm spoiling this whole movie for you. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's
it's not
fine.
it's like kind of like whatever. And then someone was like, oh, by the way, they totally ripped off some like book and didn't like credit I was like, oh, dang. Well, sorry.
Hey, we got to make money.
You got to. But my favorite bit, I'll just ruin it. Julie Louis-Dreyfus brutally kills the bird. Like beats it to death with a book, sets it on fire, and then eats it. And I was like, what the
Cool.
But then she starts getting the powers of the bird. And that was a twist I did not expect. Because the bird can grow and shrink. So it's really wild. And she can kill people just by... It's a really wild movie.
Sounds great.
But I'd give it maybe like a 6. Maybe. Like it's like, interesting ideas. But.
Yeah. Hey, check it out. If you like a 6, check it out.
Check it out.
I watched a bunch of movies this week, but I will tell you about 2. One, Yamadanga. This is the SS Rajamouli movie that I watched from the director of RRR, but made like, I think almost 20 years ago.
Dang.
And NTR's in it as well, and he is very young.
Whoa.
And he doesn't have a beard. And it's an insane movie. A very silly movie.
I love it.
NTR plays a thief who curses the god Yama.
Oh, wow.
And then Yama gets pissed off and takes him to hell.
Oh, damn.
And then in hell, they have like battles. And then he's also NTR's in love. And it has some like truly miserable effects.
Yeah.
Like kind of Tim and Eric level effects.
Dang.
But it also like near the very end, there's just a truly awesome fight scene. And you're like, okay, I can see that this will in the future be the director of RRR.
Yeah.
Like it's a much sillier movie than RRR, if you can imagine that. Like it's much more of a comedy, but I still had a really fun time.
Hell
Good songs, people getting smashed, fun movie.
Very fun.
I also watched the director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven, the Ridley Scott film, which I had never seen, and it's really awesome.
Whoa, hell yeah.
It's about the Crusades.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this, what is he? He's a blacksmith who finds out that he is a duke or some shit.
Ooh.
And finds out that he's got like land and shit in Israel. And there's like big battles between Christians and the Muslims, and it's crazy movie.
Yeah.
But really cool.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff for that randomly. I've never seen the movie, but I remember some of the visuals a lot.
The big metal mask.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. I never saw this, but I do remember. And all the videos I saw were just like, and Edward Norton went uncredited for years.
Yes.
And I was like, I never knew he was that guy. That's pretty cool.
He is. I was wondering the whole time because I could only hear his voice, but I was like, that's gotta be Edward Norton, right?
I love stuff like that. It's such a fun little treat.
But it just, I mean, it was long as fuck. It's like 3 hours or something, but it just kicked ass. And it had like all actors. Like it's one of those movies where like, a really great actor will just die 3 minutes in and you'll be like, wow, cool. He's gone. That's great. And then some other great actors is like, hey, I'm here too.
Okay. If I can spoil another movie,
please,
that did that, Children of Men. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite big actor deaths, like out of nowhere with Julianne Moore. I was like, oh, she's going to be like in this movie.
Julianne Moore.
She gets killed. And you're like,
she gets fucking killed.
Dang. Okay, well.
Everybody gets killed. I mean, basically everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spoiler alert, another actor gets killed.
Yeah.
It's actually most of the actors in the movie get killed.
Everybody you get attached to, except for a couple.
I have a strange feeling we're watching Mission Impossible this week.
Oh, it must be, right? Because that's out. It's going to be out.
I think it's going to be out, right?
I hope so.
Tweet at us at FoodCourtcast if you have a movie that you want us to watch more than Mission Impossible, which sounds insane.
That's an impossible mission, getting us to not watch that. I don't think you should even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Follow us on your favorite thing. Give us 5 stars. Write a review. Tell a friend. Most importantly, tell a friend. Retweet, reshare. Do all those things. Like, subscribe, please. Mampy, thanks so much for doing the show.
Of course. Thank you.
On behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to everybody out there, bon appetit.